is Emily Zavala. I'm a licensed clinical social worker and the subject area coordinator of mental health and wellness for Eastside. And I'm excited to speak with you today about supporting your students' mental health and overall well-being. So this is really just, we're going to spend a few minutes going over your students' development and mental health, and then some ways to support them in having positive mental health. So what's mental health? The CDC describes mental health as our emotional, psychological, and social well-being. It impacts the way we think, how we act, how we feel, how we handle stress, how we relate to others, and how we make healthy choices. So just about everything in life is impacted by our mental health, which is why it's so important and why Eastside prioritizes our mental health of our kiddos. This is just a little interesting fact about adolescent brain development, but just a slide to remind you that the teenager's brain is not fully developed until they're in their early 20s. And so some parts of the brain that are responsible for controlling impulses and planning ahead don't really fully come online until in their early to mid 20s. So just something to be aware of to help calm your nerves as a parent when you're like, what is going on with you? Why are you not planning ahead? Also to note that teenagers, the part of our brain that regulates emotions is fully online, and teenagers can be highly emotional, and that's regulated by hormones, and also just the fact that that part of their brain is especially active during this stage of development. So adolescence is a time of change, of socialization, and of finding their own identity. 1 in 5 kids or youth have a diagnosable emotional or behavioral mental health disorder. So that's a lot. 1 in 5 kids are struggling with their mental health. And 32% of people between the ages of 13 and 18 have an anxiety disorder. Depression occurs in 13% of youth, 12 to 17. I think that number is actually higher post-COVID. Common mental health issues we see at our mental health and wellness centers are mainly depression and anxiety, also eating disorders, substance use disorders, ADHD, and trauma. And these are all things that impact your kids' well-being and their mental health. Stress, a busy schedule, and pressure to succeed is number 1. Traumatic events such as domestic violence, abuse, and sexual assault is number 2. So exposure to those either in their early childhood or in their current development can be have a huge impact on mental health. Social media and society's expectations, a lack of coping skills, because unfortunately we don't teach coping skills enough in schools, and relationship issues. So this is just a little reminder to breathe. And if you want to do more research, you can look up square breath and then maybe practice it for yourself, for your own well-being, and also practice it with your teenagers if they're expressing overwhelm. So stress impacts the student's emotional well-being overall. Ongoing stress can lead to digestive problems, headaches, sleeplessness, depressed mood, giving up on schoolwork, anger, and irritability. So just be aware that exposure to the ongoing stress and depression can cause depression and anxiety disorders. So what do we do to support our kid if they seem overwhelmed? 1 is talk to your child on a regular basis, not just about school, not just about assignments, not just about expectations, but also just, hey, how's your day? How are things? Kids will probably give 1-word answers, so it's good to ask open-ended questions like, tell me about the best part of your day today. Have an honest conversation with your child about workload, expectations, and potential stressors. So be having regular check-ins about things that could stress them out, like an AP class. Know the warning signs of prolonged stress and anxiety. Have a game plan with your kid to combat stress. What are they doing for self-care? That's really, really important to prioritize. I have so many kids that would say to me at Silver Creek, I would love to come see you, Miss Zavala, but I can't fit it into my schedule. Your kid should be able to fit self-care into their schedule, and recognizing that your child needs balance in life, and that you encouraging that as a parent is really important, and that turning the brain off actually allows for the capacity to learn more. Just a little note about screen time. Studies link increase in depressive symptoms and mental health issues to increased screen time. Adolescents who spend more time on non-screen activities like sports, socializing with friends, and schoolwork report less mental health issues. So monitor social media use, be aware of the apps your child is on, and encourage going dark for certain times. Meaning don't take your screen with you to the dinner table. Maybe go out for a bike ride or go play basketball without your phone. So if you're concerned about depression in your kid, talk to your student, ask them if they're feeling depressed. You can make them a referral to mental health and wellness centers at school. You can submit a referral to your site social workers, and you can create the opportunity to share, which is listening without judgment or reaction, which can be really hard as a parent. And just know teens have ever-changing moods. Up and downs in their moods are normal. But if you notice that your child is exhibiting symptoms described that are consistent and last more than 2 weeks, 2 weeks is the marker of where we begin to be concerned. So disruptions in sleep, eating patterns, depressed mood, not wanting to leave their room, and that has persisted for 2 weeks, then that's where you should start to reach out for help. And if you are concerned that your kiddo is suicidal, you would want to immediately respond, take all of that mention of writing or comments very seriously. Don't leave your student alone, and call 988 for support. And that support is mental health based support, so it's the right kind of support instead of calling 911. So here are some things you can do to help your student who's struggling, letting them know you care about them and you want to support them, telling them about the wellness center at their school site, talking to them about referring them to support so that you can get their buy-in, normalize talking about mental health and wellness in your home, like do a check-in question, how was everybody's day today, model self-care for yourself, take time to journal and do breath work, encourage physical activity, and give them unscheduled time. Teens need downtime. All right. So hopefully we gave you some great ideas of things to help your kiddos stabilize their mood. Just a few more here. Serotonin can be boosted by standing, moving, getting wild, taking a family walk, getting out into the sun, journaling, coloring, writing down things you're grateful for. I'm going to move through these quickly for the sake of time, but you can always pause on one that you want to spend some more time on, since it's video. And this is a list of all of the site social workers at Eastside. So know that we're here to help, and we're experts, and you can reach out to any of us. Just look up your kid's school here on the left and then see the correlating social workers at the site. And here's a list of resources. I hope that you found this information regarding your child's wellness helpful. Feel free to reach out to me at the district office and to your site social workers. Have a fantastic evening. Thanks.